Honorable gentlemen, I thank you all for honoring my call for this emergency meeting. There is a new trend gaining ground in our municipality which could adversely affect us as leaders. I thought it is prudent that we put our minds together so as to determine a way forward. Now, to get to the point, has any one of you read today's newspaper? Yes, I asked Harvester to buy all of them from the vendors as early as possible.
I did as you instructed, sir.
Why did you have to do that?
It was in our interests. The Caribbean Watch, Municipal Leaders, a criminal enterprise, the Senator, Municipal leaders stripped naked, the insights, wrote in Maracas Municipal Council exposed, and the spotlight. Municipal leaders face imprisonment. As you can see, the focus is on us as municipal leaders, and the stories under these headlines are extremely damaging. Those are the kind of headlines we have been getting every day for the last 1 month. I singled you out for this meeting because your departments are most affected.
Are such headlines unusual?
I think these are the usual problems leaders must have with the media. From time to time, all we need is give the reporters and the editors more boxes of chocolate. We can also threaten some of them.
No, gentlemen. I think the problem is not exactly the mainstream media. It's the Samaritan, the source of all the information in newspaper.
The Samaritan?
Oh yes, I remember. There is a Samaritan in town.
Who exactly is that?
It's an innovation developed by 2 students, a boy and a girl, at the Sagrada Secondary School. During closing day last year, I was invited to the school to launch the innovation officially in the municipality and present an award to the 2 students who created it. I declined to do so. When I figured out the innovation might be a problem for us, it turns out that I was right.
Innovation? What kind of innovation?
I must confess, those internet things are a little bit out of my depth. I believe Harvester can explain it.
This Samaritan is a mobile application on which people are posting or sharing any information that they have on the conduct of our municipal affairs. The information is being shared in the form of text, file, picture, or videos. The aim of the app is to promote the public good by exposing corruption and other vices in our municipality and agitating for the prosecution of the culprits.
I remember reading about it in the Sentinel, the Caribbean Watch, and the Spotlight a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, the app is the source of all damaging revelation we have been finding every day in our daily newspaper.
I have also heard about it. I think we just need to have a conversation with those posting the information in that app. What you need to do is to obtain some cash, identify those most active in posting information and pay them to stop it. That is all.
That may not be possible. The last time I checked, the app had almost 500,000 downloads and still counting. That means there are still about 500,000 people using the app. We cannot negotiate with such a huge number of people.
Do you really feel there is cause for alarm, or the media is just doing its normal watchdog job?
Yes, there is cause for alarm. The information appears to be meticulously researched, and the assault by the media carefully choreographed.
Just how serious are the allegations being made?
Well, the latest sensation in the public outcry over companies that bill the municipal council huge sums of money every month without rendering any service, that is supplying air. Details of payment to the companies involved have now been unearthed. They were first divulged on that evil thing and then find their way to all newspapers. And the culprits, forgive me for saying this, have been disclosed as you and you.
That cannot be possible. Nobody can write that kind of thing about me in this world.
Copies of indisputable documentary evidence to that effect were all over today's newspaper and are being shared widely in all social media platforms.
Those are fake documents. These are all bare-faced falsehoods, and I can assure you one thing. Those behind the allegations now have their appointments with fate certainly. Supply of air. I'm beginning to think this is serious. Could we end up in Panera Express prison?
But that is only one of the allegations. There are many more, including drug trafficking, grabbing of public land, inflation of the cost of municipal projects, use of proxies to secure municipal tenders, undertaking shoddy public workers, murder, and gang warfare. The information is very detailed on the people and the companies involved.
There's a lot of personal information on municipal leaders on that evil thing too, including lifetime of individual municipal official, where they live, the kind of houses they live in, their businesses, the vehicle they own, other properties in their possession, when the properties were acquired, and a lot of other personal details I don't want to mention here. There was a lot of talking on the Madingo Golf Club, with everyone wondering where you got the money to put it up.
The Madingo Golf Club? No, I have always been very discreet about private affairs. How did they get information it is mine?
You see, there's hardly anything on earth you can do without somebody knowing about it. You should also remember that those we regard as our friend are sometimes wolves in sheep's clothing, and they may have a lot of information about us which could be damaging.
This might be our worst nightmare.
What worries me most is the recent formation of a lobby group, an amorphous visual group comprising mostly of lawyers calling itself the Samaritans. It is calling upon the people to volunteer as witness and help in the prosecution of those involved in corruption and abuse of office in the municipality. They are also planning to petition the local government minister, the prime minister, and the chief justice to take action. The situation is not pretty at all.
Can such online allegation form a strong basis for prosecution and conviction?
Yes, they can, provided there are valid documents supporting the allegations. I think we have no choice other than ban that thing within Maracas municipality. The municipal council needs to pass a bylaw to that effect urgently. I will enforce it immediately. I think we need to be careful and strategic. On what basis do you ban it? And how can you police the use of mobile phones to ensure the ban is effective?
We can think creatively about that. For example, we can claim that municipal authorities are concerned that suspect apps, particularly spy apps, are finding their way into our municipality. This may lead to the theft of confidential information, such as bank account details. We can also cite issues of cyberbullying and the sharing of pornographic materials in schools.
I like that idea. I suggest we issue a circular that no app should be in use in Maracas municipality unless and until it's authorized either by the Prime Minister of the Maracas Municipality Council. Find some justification for it and formal language to indicate the concern of the Municipal Council over the proliferation of suspect innovations, right?
I don't see how that will help. Most likely, the ban will only fuel interest on the app.
We must do it. Information is power. And if we can't control it, we will be in trouble. My friend also mentioned the idea of getting computer experts to mess up the Samaritan.
Hacking, do you mean?
Exactly. Just write a letter to the official in charge of information and communication technology, instructing him to put a team together to mess up this thing.
Hacking is a crime, Your Worship.
Find an appropriate way of putting it.
Yes, you can claim, for example, that some seemingly good apps are actually clever innovations for spying on banks and the confidential documents of the municipal council. The official can do it under the guise of ascertaining whether the apps have spyware.
I fear that will be criminal, especially in the absence of the legal framework supporting such a course of action.
We will rely on you should these issues escalate to the courts.
But you see, we have to be strategic. No court on earth will support the malicious destruction of private property.
We are in this together. You can always figure out a way and the appropriate language for defending such a course of action.
Together? What do you mean we are in this together? In supplying air to the municipal council?
We all have some skeletons in our closets, your lordship, I mean, here and there. We must work together.
What do you mean by skeletons?
Are you saying you have no skeletons at all?
The issue is not if I have skeletons or not. In fact, and as you can see, I am not a reptile. But you see, quite so often in life, what matters is not what you do, but how you do it. You can fly into forbidden territory and still get away with it, provided you do it below the radar. What's that supposed to mean? I went to school.
But you are also a target.
Gentlemen, I do not wish to be part of criminal proposal you are making here. I will pronounce myself on this matter if and when I am directly confronted or cases are brought to my attention in court. You cannot have careless and reckless skeleton all over the place and expect me to help clean up the mess.
Gentlemen, the simple fact is that we are all in danger of prosecution. We have to do something, and urgently.
How about persuading the boy and the girl to drop this matter?
That is not a viable strategy. Can't deal with kids. Unless you mean dealing with those assisting them. I'm talking about the ethics and innovation teacher.
How about talking to the school principal herself?
We should not appear to be meddling in the affairs of the school. We are better off dealing with the teacher concerned. Remember, the principal has a very strong personality. He's also very protective of her staff.
I have another idea.
What is it?
Where is this information stored? I mean, the information is being shared on the Samaritan.
You seem to understand this thing.
Yes, the information is in what are called servers and is available on the internet. That's my point. We just get the information out of there. Where is the internet and how do we get there? That line of thinking cannot help us.
I have a solution.
What solution?
Money, 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 and more money. You mean we give money to the two students and the teacher? No, mobilize enough money to fight any cases that might be brought up against us and, if necessary, enough for dealing in other ways with those who insist on pursuing us.
Good idea, but I have loans and projects. I don't think if I can raise any money now.
I too just finished the Mandingo Golf Club recently. I am as broke as Judge Mouse.
I cannot raise a meaningful amount either.
If that is the case, why can't we find a way of averting the court cases from coming up in the first place?
How can we do that? Restitution.
What is that?
It's an idea that struck me as I was having a walk along the beach yesterday. We can conduct a truth and reconciliation exercise.
How will that work?
We will announce a grace period within which everyone in the municipality should come clean, confess their mistakes, give back what they have acquired irregularly, forgive one another, and then open up a new chapter of honesty in the conduct of our municipal affairs.
That has never happened anywhere in the world.
It can be our local initiative. I know the truth can set us free.
Isn't restitution and admission of guilt? How can I incriminate myself? And in any case, what if you are accused of crimes other than acquiring wealth irregularly? I doubt whether restitution is a good idea.
That takes us back to the idea of raising money to fight the cases. We may have to prosecute loans or sell some of our properties.
Since we all do not have money, why can't we find a way of getting that money from the municipal fund?
Municipal fund? How?
We just need to do some relocation of budget line items. I agree. We must set aside some money to take care of investigators, lawyers, prosecutors, and judges if things go wrong. You see, the waste disposal system in our town is in a terrible state. There is garbage all over the place and the drains are broken. As we speak, it is a serious health hazard. We can justify relocation of funds on the need to address this problem. In reality, we will use some of the funds to fight off cases that are without a doubt coming.
What? But that will only get us deeper into problems.
Yes, it will. But we will be the better armed to deal with the trouble and even more of it.
Over my dead body. What you're suggesting is illegal. The law is very clear. A municipal council cannot spend any money at any time of a financial year except as provided in the national estimates and as contained in an appropriation act approved by Parliament.
What do you mean? You would rather we are prosecuted and imprisoned? In that case, we can submit a supplementary estimate of expenditure. That is allowed under the law.
As long as that money will be committed to other uses, I will be blamed for the misallocation. It will get me into more trouble.
You will be in a position to deal with the trouble. Can you understand? Will you have the money?
Look here, my good friends. You have in the past forced my hands into misallocation funds by making unreasonable demands.
Which demands?
You cannot now deny that you have forced me to concede to endless demand ranging from regular travel with enhanced allowances for members of the municipal council, sitting allowances of unnecessary committee meetings, to loans and mortgages. It's as though all the money allocated to the municipal council is exclusively meant for council members.
Don't start pontificating. You will never get away with the crimes committed under your watch. If things get out of hand, and you also know how much you have stolen, so you better be wise. Let's do a supplementary estimate.
I know you very well. I know the thing you deal with. If you are not careful, I will have you arrested and prosecuted. I can make you see red smoke, and I can strike harder than thunder.
Go ahead and have me arrested. But we will either approve a supplementary estimate or we hound you out of office. Yes, we helped you get elected and we can get rid of you.
Look, you fools, the situation is very bad, and we cannot.
Stop being hypocritical. You are the worst.
Gentlemen, I think we can find some common ground. We must find money to protect ourselves, but we must also not make matters any worse than they already are.
You senseless thieves. You were elected just the other day as poor and jig-infested hoodlums. Now, you are living like kings in grandiose villas and mansions, indulging in delicacies in classy hotels and driving state-of-the-art vehicle. How can you justify your current financial status? Who doesn't know you have stolen the money? Did you ever think you will get away with it?
We will see if we also get away with it. We will mobilize the members of the council chamber against you, and you will ultimately take responsibility for the rot in the municipality. There is no way you can deliver us to prison.
I warn you, You will soon know that I am the smoke that thunders.
One message was silent prayer. Samaritan showed someone there. I still care. From doubt to change, he proved them wrong. Now the whole community sings the song. The Samaritan, oh, the Samaritan, the Samaritan.